We have this very strange society where we are now at the cutting edge of science. We all have devices like I'm holding in my hand right now that would not be here without science, and yet we still have primitive Bronze Age notions which rule half of what we do. Okay? So this woman here is saying, so let me get this straight. You're using a computer on the internet, you watch TV, you have a smartphone, you take medicine when you're sick, you fly in airplanes, you drive in cars, not a long list of scientific things here, but you think scientists are lying about evolution. That is the really jarring thing about this whole thing, is that they only accept the science they want to accept. And that's really not the way it's played, right? The science tells you what it is, you can accept it or not accept it. Okay, or like my good friend Bill Nye says, the natural world is a package deal. You don't get to select which facts you like and which facts you don't, right? It's just simply the way it is. You know, it's not a chance to cherry pick what you like. Okay? Or as Neil deGrasse Tyson said, when different experiments give you the same result, it's no longer subject to your opinion. Okay? That's the good thing about science. It's true whether or not you believe in it. That's why it works. PhD just shows you know how to jump through a lot of academic hoops and stick to the problem long enough. And what I often say to people is that PhD actually makes you narrower than when you started out, because you have to specialize to the level that you can finish a specific project, and you may actually become less smart at the end. So this is what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with society, and practically the only society left in the Western industrialized world that's still got religion getting in the way of its policy. Okay? Where scientific truth is being held back by all sorts of science deniers, not just creationists, but anti-vaxxers and climate deniers. They all follow the same exact strategies. Okay. Why should we care about this, right? I mean, Texas probably don't have to make this argument. Some parts of the country, it's not a problem, okay? And in California, I almost never deal with it anymore, okay? Why should it matter that we are forced to accept what science tells us, that evolution is part of our life, and that it's not just, leave them alone, they'll do their thing and I'll do mine. There are actual consequences to the way creationists have affected American society. Well, let's step first back and look at the first thing, which is evolution happens whether you like it or not. It's happening all the time, at every level, okay? There's a famous article in Scientific American came out a few years ago, shows evolution of all sorts, from geckos to peppered moss, all sorts of scales of evolution, okay? It's happening in real time. We watch it all the time. When different experiments give you the same result, it's no longer subject to your opinion. There's a huge community of evolutionary biologists. The whole job is to go out in very dangerous swamps and all over uncomfortable parts of the world just to watch evolution happen, okay? Not even just that. It's probably happening in a bunch of your bodies right now. Viruses and bacteria, right? Their job is to find a way to reproduce themselves, which is how they do it. It's by infecting you, okay? And especially viruses shown here, what they do is they put on a different coat, a protein coat each time, so that's why there's always a new flu strain every year, which you've hopefully got your flu shot by now, okay? Because that new coat tricks your immune system, and that's how they infect you, until your body recognizes that new coat, and then it fights it back. And that's how they're successful at always infecting us year-round, okay? And that's why there never will be a cure for the common cold. The cold virus evolves too fast for anything to stop it. The very strange thing, the people who are most creationists are often the farmers who are watching evolution in action, because the pests that they're spraying for all the time, the insects that resolve resistance to DDT and every other pesticide, are evolving faster than we can make chemicals to kill them. So evolution's happening, and they refuse to believe in it, and yet they're spraying their fields. When different experiments give you the same result, it's no longer subject to your opinion. And as the great geneticist Theodosius Jablonski said it, nothing in biology makes sense except in light of evolution. That's why the best biology textbooks in high school level have evolution at the beginning and tie it into every theme that they cover. There is no such thing as the creation story. That's just a myth from the Bronze Age. That creationists have diffused and sort of really ruined a lot of our American science education, especially in parts of the country where they're very powerful. Interestingly enough, the last 20 years, and especially the last 10 years, when the right-wingers have had the political power to do what they always wanted to do, which is mess around with science education and ban abortion and all the other things that they promised they could do when they had the power,
We're scientists. We can conceive of anything.
You must learn to distinguish between smut and science.
Science? Ooh, la-di-da.
That is a scientific fact, huh?
Put your trust in the scientific method. Put your faith in the scientific method. I have enough faith in the scientific method.
What were you... was this ever about science?
Those damn scientists, they don't know what they're doing.
That's bad. Melanie, I can't even hear you. It's just noise coming out of an ugly scientist.
The fact that science can account for everything. Science is omnipotent.
Science and evidence don't seem to impact much what people believe.
And science is supposed to have all the answers.
Oh, now, don't speak to me of antiquated notions like a soul. I mean, you're a scientist. Can you measure a soul? Can you measure it? Huh?
Science is full of coincidences.
And I freaking love science.
We hanky-panky men have always been with you.
That's a fact.
What's new are
The
experts.
the so-called experts.
Experts are the new oracles.
Who are greatly pretentious.
They speak to us with the absolute authority of the computer.
Pretend to know something, but they only know very superficially.
And we bow down before them. They're God's own gift to the faker.
All the world